Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening. Today I'm going to be showing you the new Tier 8 premium cruiser, the Hampshire. It's British, as you can see. But yeah, I think we should start off by saying what it's available for. The ship will be available from random bundles and in the Admiral bundle in the premium shop. This ship will be available for purchase in a Just Ship option in the beginning of 2023. So if you don't want to buy it in a bundle and you want to wait till 2023 to buy it normally, you can. The number of bundles is 35. Each bundle may be purchased for 1k dubs. You'll get a couple of free rolls from the portal campaign, and 3 can be purchased for credits. Besides the ship itself, there will also be a skin in one of these bundles, and I'll show you the camo in the camo section here soon. But yeah, so if you don't want to buy it in a bundle, you could wait till 2023 and buy the ship normally. But with that out of the way, I think we should start off by talking about the ship itself and if it's worth it or not, and play a game. So here it is. This is the Hampshire. This is what it looks like. I think first of all we should start off with the armor layout. As you know, it is a heavy cruiser, so it has 25mm nose armor, 30mm deck armor, 27mm side armor, and 25mm aft armor. So the armor isn't anything too spectacular. It reminds me actually of Tiger's armor. It's very similar almost. Well, Tiger has a 25 nose, but it obviously has better armor than Tiger. Apologies if there is drilling noises in the background. We have a construction site at the moment. But yeah, so let us take a look at the Citadel. Actually, I wanted to take a look at here. It is pretty high. It is above the water, but it's not too wide, so it's not too bad. It's this whole section here. It doesn't extend to the entire guns, so it's not the worst in the game, but it's still obviously above the water, so you do have to keep that in mind in a cruiser. Let us go into the commander build. I'm running Last Stand, Grease the Gears, Priority Target, Survivability Expert, Heavy AP Shells, Adrenaline Rush, Concealment Expert, and Top Grade Gunner. In terms of equipment, I'm running Concealment System Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydra Search Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. And these are the flags I'm going to be running. You don't have to run a lot of flags, to be honest. In terms of the camouflage, the stock camo is actually this one. This one's actually the stock camouflage. It looks very grayscale. The alternate camo you can obviously get if you have alternate camos turned on for the British is this one, as you can see, which I actually do like the color of this camo. It's a very nice color. But the special camo we were talking about that you could get in the random bundles is the Cloud Privateer camo, which is this one, which resembles the look of a pirate ship, I would say, I guess. Not really, but I mean, there's wood, right? I guess. There's like look here, there's a plane that looks like a pirate ship, I guess. And here's the pirate flag instead of the British flag, and you know, here's the bridge, you know, the guns that look like cannons, I guess. And it does move a bit, a tiny bit, and I have this, like... It's interesting, I guess. I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't spend too much money on it, but there you go. If you would like to get it, that's how you get it with the bundles. I like this flapping thing, I guess. These 4 flappers. That looks quite cool, I guess. But that's pretty much it. If you really are into pirate stuff, I mean, it could be a thing. But no, not for me. So let us go into the match, guys, and talk about the ship itself. Alright, so here we are in a tier 10 match with arms race enabled. So tier 10s are gonna be even stronger. Let's keep that in mind. So, but yeah, so this is the Hampshire. We have AP only, as you can see, 10.5 second reload, 4.5k alpha with the build, 16.8 kilometer gun range. We have no heal, but we do have a spotter plane, a DFA, a hydro, and a DCP, guys. We do have a DCP, and we have ASWs, and, well, we have 10 kilometer torpedoes that do 15,000 damage each. You also have 41,200 HP, so, I mean, 41,200 seems like a lot, but then you have to keep in mind that, like, for example, Prince Eugen, which is a premium, has more HP and it has a heal, so keep that in mind. But there's obviously other ships that, like for example Tiger, even though it has less HP, I think I would say it has around 35,000, it has a super heal. So you have to keep that in mind. The HP pool looks okay, I guess, but it has no heal. And you could say, oh, but tech trees don't really have heals at tier 8. But the British do. So Albemarle does, and Edinburgh does, and you know, so they do have heals at this tier, obviously. But yeah, so let us go wide here and see what we can do. Alright, so we spotted a GK and a Schlieffen here, which means their div mate is obviously here, they're Preußen. So this is gonna be a pretty difficult flank to fight on, to be honest with you. Because if the Preußen actually gets the shots on us, he can overmatch our 30mm deck, right? Because, you know, we have 30mm deck, and he can go straight through that with overmatch, so we have to keep that in mind. I think I'm gonna spot their plane here so I can see what they're doing. We have 5 guns, that means we have 10 AP shells, 203s. There's the Albemarle, my friends. 9k damage. Not bad on an angled Preußen. He does have a lot of superstructure though, but that was pretty good. Sadly, they have 3 buffs already. We have 1. It is a reload buff, so that's not too bad. 9.5 second reload right now on our Hampshire. I mean, obviously against tier 6s, this is gonna be pretty good. I mean, against tier 10s, I mean, it's... As you can see, it's okay, I guess. Just because we have the reload buff. But the AP is doing quite a lot of damage. It's probably improved AP. But you have to keep in mind, against tier 6s, obviously you're gonna do well. I mean, it's hard to find a tier 8 that doesn't do well against tier 6s, to be honest with you. The true question is, are you gonna do okay against tier 10s, especially in real matches? I mean... I believe this has British acceleration as well. Yes, it does, because you can't even put prop mod on the ship. And that's why I have steering gear mode, because I can't put prop mod on the ship itself. Because I of course tried to, but it doesn't allow you to. It does, because it has the improved acceleration, you know. So yeah. Well, we do have to aim for superstructures, obviously, because we are playing a cruiser. So we have to aim for superstructure damage here on this GK and stuff. Actually end up doing some damage. Obviously, I would prefer having HE on a ship like this, because that would mean I can actually unload some pretty good HE, especially if it was British HE on this GK. We would have high alpha and high fire chance. You know, even if it doesn't have high fire chance and stuff, or high alpha, I mean, HE, I mean, you can set a fire here and we would be ticking this entire time, right? That would be cool. Keep in mind, we do have torps. So I'm gonna torp like this. We're actually gonna go dark right before we get to the border, if possible. Oh my god. I was like, what was that horn going on? There's a GK right here. Nicely done. Is this turret is actually, I believe, 360, the turret number 2. And turret number 3 actually rotates backwards. So you can always, if you're kited like me, which obviously I like to be kited in some of these lower tier cruisers against high tier ships, it's nice because you can actually rotate 4 of your guns the entire time, which is quite cool, I guess. We're gonna try go for the Schlieffen here, maybe. Hopefully our GK lasts long enough where we can actually trade them with the Schlieffen at least. The Schlieffen is the scariest one, I think. Actually, the Preußen is definitely the scariest one. But Schlieffen is very scary here as well. I mean, because of the fact of the secondaries. The secondaries can start unloading on us, and we're gonna have a really hard time. Someone was aiming at me. I don't know who that was. I can't really do too much damage to the Schlieffen, sadly, at this angle. So we're gonna have to rely on our GK unloading damage. The Schlieffen is angled to me. He's almost broadside to our GK, though. So our GK should be able to unload some damage, potentially. Sadly, at this angle, the Schlieffen can unload some secondaries on me, which might not be too good for me, especially since he can pen me everywhere with secondaries. Hopefully we can kill him before that point. He did die, that's good. Not to me, but he did die.
Main turret critically damaged.
Main turret critically damaged. 6 ricochets, not bad. Not bad, not bad. I'm actually thinking of going dark here and just running off the screen. I just realized also your top speed on the Hampshire is actually 31.5. That's with speed flag, keep in mind. So Hampshire is actually one of the slowest ships at tier. Actually don't know if it's actually slower than Tiger. We'll have to check that statistic in port.
Solved, sir.
But I'll let you know after the game is done for sure. Just gonna go dark here. We don't really have to do anything here. I think just playing here is really tough for us. Especially since there's 2 battleships now. Tier 10 ones. Uh-oh. Can't shoot the Cossack, he's behind a rock. That's bad. Because if the Cossack lives here, I die. Because he's just gonna spot me for his battleships. Yeah, this is really bad for me, this situation.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Yeah, they have. They also have all the buffs. Well, not all the buffs. We have 3 buffs, but they have triple damage buff, double reload buff, an HP buff. We have like 1 of each, not even of the damage buff. Maybe the Cossack shoots me? Don't think so, highly unlikely. I mean, one of the biggest issues right now I'm seeing is I'm slow. I can barely outrun these things if they're going full speed, right? Especially if the, well, I was gonna say if they have brisk, but they're spotted, so they're not really gonna have brisk enabled. GK's dead. Maybe we can try go dark again, but the Cossack is gonna keep us spotted.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Oh, we're dark. We're dark. We can chill out. We can chill out. We can chill out. Maybe we unload on Preußen a bit. See if he gets bothered by us.
Torpedoes to starboard.
The torpedoes should have missed. I'm hydroing them, so get to spot them relatively early. We did miss. There's a lot of ships here to support me, so I don't think this is too bad. Because their team is being run into mine here.
Spotter airborne.
Spotter airborne. Huh. I think we're chilling. We have triple heal buff, which is actually pretty nice for us. The Amalfi is using AP on me, which is also pretty nice, because if you were to use sap, I think I would die in 3 salvos. Okay, maybe not, but still, it would really hurt a lot. Ugh. One more salvo and we'll go dark, maybe. Thoughts? I don't want to fight the Amalfi because I'm gonna do minimal damage to him, to be honest. We could take the fight with him, actually, at this point, I think, because we have so many teammates here. He can obviously fuel smoke and make our life difficult. But it might actually be okay. Let's go at him a bit. Cossack is off the screen from me, so he'll never spot me. Actually, Cossack's probably dead. I mean, this game is probably our win, to be honest with you. I don't see how we're gonna lose the game. Amalfi spotted. Spotter returning to ship. It is indeed. Cossack is dead. That's good. We need to, of course, help our Benham because he is alone against 2 ships. Oh, Citadel. Not bad. Dead. No Cit, unfortunate. Should die here, though. Maybe not to me. To me? To me.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Our team has taken the lead.
We definitely have taken the lead, but we do have to be careful. Our Venom is in a risky spot, but I think he can actually beat all of those ships alone, to be honest with you. So I think we're actually chilling out. I'm gonna try and make my way towards the Kremlin, but the game might actually end before that even happens. Okay, here's the Kremlin. I think this is actually a pretty bad idea to fight a Kremlin with an AP-only cruiser, but... I mean... why not? Really, why not at this point in the game? Yugamo's 1k and mid. Sadly, we have no buffs, like in terms of like DPM and damage, so I can't really show... Like, we have, okay, the reload buff, but, I mean, we don't have any damage buffs. So all the damages, like, in terms of like the damage you're seeing, like 4k and 9k, like we saw at the start, those weren't like arms race damages. Those were like damages, you know? Those are the shells, you know? That's what they do. Because especially since we're running the improved AP damage, I guess, that could help out with that in our commander. But if you had an arms race game with those improved, like they have the improved damage times 3, it could actually end up being like giga damage. So yeah, I mean, that's cool, I guess. The AP is actually not bad AP. It's pretty good, to be honest. But, like I said, I don't know. I like having HE to fight angle targets. I think if we were playing Albemarle this game, to be honest with you, I think we could have done more. Just because we had HE and we could have burned those battleships even harder. I mean, sure, we were getting like 4k salvos on GK. But I think, sure, we could have gotten 3k salvos with HE, or even 2k salvos with HE. And we would have just ended up burning them down and doing more from fire damage, right? So that's cool as well. Of course, we can do a lot of damage to the destroyers. As you can see, we're penning with the AP because of that fuse time, I believe. But then when it comes to angle targets, I mean, sure, we kill them, but as you can see, that's what I don't like about AP-only cruisers. When you have to fight destroyers, sure, you can smash them with full pens and you get high damage. But if they angle, if destroyer players play properly and angle, I mean, you're gonna do minimal damage anyway. So keep that in mind. If you're playing destroyers versus a Hampshire, just angle, right? It's like playing against a Dimbra. No one says that Dimbra is uncounterable when it's, especially if it's radar or something and it radars you. You just angle to it, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Even Gibraltar, even ships like Gibraltar and stuff. So keep in mind, if you're playing destroyers against these things and you feel like you're getting smashed a lot, just angle. Obviously, they don't have HE, right? Well, well, not really obviously, but I'm showing you it doesn't have HE in this video, right? So keep that in mind for the future. I don't think we get a salvo on this Hendy because he's gonna run away. We win in 48 seconds. We got our increased damage buff. Let's go. Right at the end. Alright, so for our personal score, we got 151,000 damage, 2 citadels, 287 shell hits, and 3 kills. In terms of team score, we got second place on the team in a tier 10 game, so not too bad. We'll complement our Stalingrad. In terms of detailed report, we got 34k on the GK, 18k on Amalfi, 6k on Akizuki, 46k on the Preußen, 18k on the Kremlin, and some chip damages on the rest. We took 34k damage, so even though we had the full heals this game, in terms of like healing our ship, we actually wouldn't have died if we had no heals, so keep that in mind for the arms race game. The only thing we really had was the reload buff that really made us, of course, tankier. Not tankier, sorry. We obviously outloaded more damage quickly. But in terms of damage output, I mean, we didn't get the damage increase. So keep that in mind. So credits and XP, we ended up getting 527,000 credits, 7k XP, 1.3k free XP, and 8.6k Commander XP. And so, if any of you are wondering, our actual pen ratio out of 287 shell hits, we only got 126 pens. Keep that in mind. So less than half of the shells actually did damage, the ones that we hit. So less than half the shells that hit did damage, and we still did 151,000 damage, and we only got 7 overpens. Keep in mind, obviously, we were fighting tier 10s. So against tier 6s, obviously, the ship is going to be significantly stronger. Even against tier 9s or tier 8s and tier 7s and tier 6s, it's going to be stronger, right? Because all we fought that game was basically tier 10s and the Amalfi, right? So yeah, just keep that in mind that, you know, the damage output could actually be pretty decent. Let us look at our commander. We still have Last Stand, Grease the Gears, Priority Target, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Heavy AP Shells, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. In terms of equipment, we have Concealment System Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydro Search Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. And we're running the spotter plane, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much the Hampshire. The question is, do I recommend it? Well, personally, for me, I wouldn't think it's anything too spectacular, to be honest. The guns seem pretty good. Obviously, the AP seems really good. Sure, it reminds me of Gibraltar AP. Yeah, Gibraltar AP. Correct, that's a word. Gibraltar AP. But I don't know. These AP style cruisers, I mean, they're cool and all. If you like that style, I personally would prefer something like Albemarle or something. Or even, well, to be fair, I kind of like Tiger. But I mean, I would average higher numbers in the Hampshire than the Tiger, obviously. But Tiger gets radar, keep in mind, and it gets smoke, and it's easier to play. So I mean, if that's something you're interested in, well, keep that in mind. But yeah, if you want the Hampshire, I mean, it's not bad. It's nothing too bad, to be honest. Personally, I wouldn't buy it for the bundles because it's a risk. You're taking a risk. I would wait till next year and buy it as a normal ship. Obviously, you have the chance to spend less money to buy it from the bundles. But you also have the chance of wasting more money to get it, especially with the camo. So, I mean, if you want the camo, I guess you're going to have to take the bundle option. But if you just want the ship and the ship alone, and you don't care about this camouflage, guys, wait till 2023 and buy it then, okay? I wouldn't buy it right now if you don't care about the camo, because there's always the risk you get it in bundle, I don't know, 35 or 35 or 25, you know, and you spend 25,000 doubloons for a tier 8 ship, and that's not worth it, you know? So, but if you really want the camo, well, I mean, it's up to you. I'm not going to be one to tell you to get it, man. If you really like the camo, I guess, go ahead. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, of the Hampshire. And I'll see you in the next video, which should be an A-gear fresh look. But we'll see. Big fan, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything you feel that I left out, please do let me know in the comments below. Oh, actually, before we do that, I actually left something else. We were supposed to check the top speed of the Tiger versus the top speed of the Hampshire. Hampshire is literally slower than Tiger. And Tiger, I believe, is the slowest cruiser at tier 8, 9, and 10. So I think Hampshire is actually the new slowest cruiser at these 3 tiers. So Hampshire is the slowest cruiser at these tiers. 8, 9, and 10. So keep that in mind also if you're interested in buying it. But there you go. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out, guys. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. And big fan.